Hello, this is Team 58 of cs6310 from the fall 2017 semester, demonstrating the team project assignment number 10, course management system. I am Scott. My fellow team members are Tony,
To start
Tina,
the simulation
and Rob.
off here, I have reset the database by recreating the table structure necessary by using an import here. I've also started up the initial web page environment here, and I want to talk about how it's laid out. These first three tabs here are not filled in. We're waiting on university direction as to how they want to have these three tabs actually looking, as well as the help and logout over here. The only tab that has any content right now is the admin tab. And notice it's loading the CSV files right now, which is the 6 files that list the information up to this point, the instructors, the students, the courses, and such. It does not include the individual student request. There are 26 of those request files, which is what the 0 through 25 here provide us. There are 4 buttons that we're using here, and I just pushed the run current term button here to start the processing off here. WECA is a system that we use to provide course suggestions based on history and prereq chains to provide the admin suggestion for courses to offer. There are 8 courses that are actually suggested here by WECA, and I could actually transfer these things in one by one here by selecting these individual course assignments here, or I can just accept the assignment right here, or suggestions I should say. And so those 8 courses are here. That leaves 2 courses here, so I would also add in 2 courses that I believe are courses that make sense to add in. And then I'll run the assignment. And notice that there's 22 students requesting course 2, and everything else is a 0 for that first semester. I will run the final grades right now, and there's some stuff down below I'll get to after the end of this next term here. So I'll go ahead and run the second term now. And again, the WECA suggestions will come up here. I believe it's the same 8 here. We'll accept those. Add in the course 6, add in the course 18 again. We'll run the assignment here, and now you'll see that the 22 students that took the course 2 last time are taking 2 separate courses, software engineering and data structures. However, there are a couple of them that did not get those courses recommended here. That's because you'll find them down here in terms of what was actually handled, the status in terms of requests. Rebecca had course 6 denied because of missing prereqs, as well as Terry had course 5 rejected for the same reason. So those are the 2 folks that did not do well last semester, and therefore they can't continue until they pass the second course number 2. And then the remaining students were granted the access to the courses they want. So let's go back up here, and for sake of conversation, let's go ahead and reassign 18 to a that's not what I want to do. Assign 18 to 20 here, and submit that change there, and then we'll go ahead and run the final grade. Turns out that there's not an effect there because no one actually requested that, but that's how you would reassign it. Now, going down on the page here, I've showed you the request processes and the status here and the various pages here. The next thing down that was present there earlier, but I didn't show you at that time, is that for each term, when you run the final grades, these grades are assigned in an expected distribution of grades. And this presentation here is sorted by the grade letter, not the student. And so there's the A's and the B's, and then the C's, D's, and F's are over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students were not successful in the courses that they took. In addition to that, the other table information that's presented here is the student status and cost, which gives you the information that as to how many students have passed courses and the cost they've incurred up to this point here. This is not available the first semester, but it is available after you finish processing the second semester. The last two things I want to point out here are these two buttons up here. Run all term basically it takes the process away from the individual buttons up here and runs from course 2 through the last remaining request file there is. And so you cannot stop it once it gets going. We will not show that here. But restart is something that will allow you to clean the database and reread the information back in, and you'll see here that all 6 CSV files have been loaded. To wrap up the discussions here, the demonstration, I would like to say a few words about WECA. We use a prereqs as a seeding process to embellish the course history so that WECA was able to provide more information. However, it does not utilize any kind of curriculum course requirements. As far as phase 2 is concerned, we feel it should continue to use the course history, as well as it would be helpful to know about the expected number of students. Continue to use prerequisites, as well as understand what curriculums are and the ratio of students to curriculum, so that we can figure out how many courses to offer. So finally, the last thing would be the instructor preferences and or capabilities. You don't want to assign an instructor to a course that he or she is not able to teach. With that, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity. I know I, as well as my team, really enjoyed this whole course. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next course.